Welcome to Moviecapped. Ellie Darling is a young and beautiful girl who constantly changes guys. Waking up in the morning next to her boyfriend Rick, she quietly slips into the bathroom, puts on makeup, and goes back to bed. When Rick wakes up, he is surprised that she is very beautiful even in her sleep. Ellie cooks Rick's favorite vegan cutlets, and at breakfast, asks him to go with her to her sister Daisy's wedding, but the guy refuses, because he considers getting to know her whole family too serious, and hasty a step in their relationship. At work, the girl finds out that boss Roger has decided to make a reduction, under which only one Ellie falls. Upset by the loss of her job and boyfriend, Ellie packs her things into a box and returns home. On the way, sitting in a subway car, she finds a magazine in a box that says that on average a woman has 10.5 sexual partners in her entire life. She shares a proofreading from the article with an old lady sitting next to her, and she is surprised at such a huge number, while Ellie herself thinks that it is too little. The article also says that those women who have had more than 20 men never get married. The girl seriously thinks about it, and even decides to remember and write down the names of all the guys she has ever slept with. Later, Ellie arrives at Daisy's wedding rehearsal. She crosses paths with her mother, who was hoping to finally meet her boyfriend. Daisy says she didn't invite her father to the rehearsal so as not to anger her mother. Ellie asks her sister if she remembers the name of one of her exes who stalked Daisy as well. After learning the name, she replenishes her list and realizes that she has slept with 19 guys. She is horrified by this figure and gets drunk, after which she goes down to the guests, where her mother asks her to make a toast drunk. The girl accidentally insults her sister's fiancé, Eddie, and her friend Sheila, and then breaks a glass of one of the guests with her bottle of champagne. Ellie and Daisy are going to a small company with friends, and go to a bar to brighten up the evening. Ellie offers the girls a game. Each of them should write on a piece of paper how many lovers she had, and put a piece of paper in a vase, and then they take turns to pull out the numbers and guess who they belong to. With each elongated leaf, Ellie regrets more and more that she started this game, because all her friends had many times fewer partners than her. When it comes to Ellie's turn, she pulls out her piece of paper, and allegedly accidentally tears it up, pretending that her number is 9. But the truth quickly comes out, and she has to confess everything. She also shows them a clipping from a magazine where it is written that women who have had more than 20 men will most likely never get married. Ellie decides that she has one more chance to find someone with whom she will spend the rest of her life. However, in the morning the girl wakes up in the same bed with Roger, who was also at the bar last night, and thinks that she missed her last chance. Waking up, Roger tries to ask Ellie out on a date, but a neighbor, Colin, appears on the doorstep of her apartment. He says that the door of his apartment slammed shut, and his phone and wallet were left inside. The girl lets him in and simultaneously tries to get rid of Roger, and Colin, seeing her awkward attempts, decides to help, and comes up with an excuse for the evening. After escorting the former boss out, Ellie notices someone coming out of the neighbor's apartment, and realizes that Colin deceived her to hide from the girl he spent the night with. Later, Ellie meets her sister at a pastry shop to choose a cake for the wedding. Suddenly she meets one of her ex-boyfriends there, Nasty Donald. Since they broke up, the guy has lost a lot of weight, and has become quite cute. Donald is joined by his fiancée, and the guy introduces her to Ellie as an old friend, and the girl lies to both of them that she is also getting married, and her fiancé is now at the North Pole struggling with the melting of glaciers. After choosing a cake, the sisters leave, and Daisy pushes Ellie to the idea that Donald may not be the only one of her ex who has changed, which means that now she has a little less than 20 chances to find a husband. In the evening, Ellie decides to find all her exes online, but her search fails, and the next day, meeting Colin at the entrance, she remembers that he is from a family of cops, which means he can help her with this case. She offers him to find her boyfriends for a reward, but he refuses, and Ellie tricks him out from under the nose of another girl, Colin. She lets him hide in her apartment if he helps her with the search. Colin finds Hanson and informs Ellie about it. They meet together at the bar where Hanson works. The girl notices that he still works as a bartender, does not aspire to anything, and shows the girls cheap tricks with a coin. For Ellie, this only means that she will never marry him. Colin asks her why it's so important to look among exes if you can find someone new, and Ellie tells him about the article. The guy thinks that this is nonsense, and no one is interested in how many guys she had before marriage. However, she is sure that for decent guys, this is a very important detail. Next on the list is Simon, who is soon divorcing his wife and selling the house. Colin offers to pretend to be a customer and arrange a meeting with him, which they do, but by mistake they enter another house. It turns out that Donald lives in this house. Ellie explains the situation to him and awkwardly leaves there, and already on the street she runs into Simon, who is very happy about this meeting and invites the girl to the bar, while the realtor shows his house to the client. In the evening, Ellie returns home and tells Colin to cross Simon off a list because she got drunk and started parodying his British accent and manners, which offended him very much. The next day, Daisy calls Ellie to a cafe, without informing her in advance that their mother will be at lunch. Her sister called her to tell her mother the news that their father was also coming to the wedding. After learning this, the mother says that, if he is there, she will not come. Then Ellie goes from Boston to Miami to go to an appointment with a gynecologist and part-time her ex, Barrett. She pretends again that their meeting is absolutely accidental. However, Barrett does not recognize her at all, but exactly until he begins the examination. Ellie returns to Boston, while Colin has already found another guy, Tom, who is running for senator and wants to become president in the future. After him, the girl goes to Washington and arranges their meeting in the library. Tom invites her to an official party and settles her in a prestigious hotel, and then even sends her a dress for the evening as a gift. Ellie is glad that everything is going perfectly and tells Colin about everything, who begins to be jealous of her, but does not show it to her. The evening goes great, and Tom offers Ellie to marry him, but it turns out that he is a closeted gay man, and he wants Ellie to become his cover for the election. Also, the guy confesses that he would never have realized that he was gay if not for the relationship with her. Upset, Ellie arrives home, where Colin is waiting for her. After hearing her sad voice on the phone, he decided to give her a little surprise to light up the figures that Ellie sculpts in her spare time. His plan works. Ellie completely forgets about Tom. Later, Colin offers to be her date at her sister's wedding, and then plays the girl a song by her favorite artist on the guitar, and then pulls out for a walk in the middle of the night. They sneak into a closed basketball court and play goat for undressing, and finally leave the guard address given by Tom and run away. Ellie accidentally bumps Colin into the idea of jumping off the dock. The water in the lake turns out to be icy, and the guys immediately get out and go home. Colin notices that his shirt suits Ellie very well, but he won't let her keep it for herself, because all the girls did was drag his clothes and didn't return them. Ellie assumes that they would return his shirts if he called them back at least once. Colin ponders her words and declares that he intends to start changing his life from now on. He kisses Ellie, simultaneously pulling off his shirt, but she stops him and does not allow him to go further. After meeting Daisy, she tells her sister and friends that Colin will come with her to the wedding, but none of the girls are happy about it. They convince her that he is not the one they marry, but the one they meet before the wedding. Returning home, Ellie accidentally notices a message on Colin's phone. She finds out that he lied to her about not finding her most promising ex, who was the most important to the whole list. The girl does not give him an explanation, not realizing how important she has become to him, and drives him out of her apartment. After getting Jake Adams' number, Ellie makes an appointment with him at a restaurant. When she sees him, she is so worried that she does not immediately notice how her fake hair lies upright on her head, but the girl quickly fixes the problem and meets Jake. They have a good time, and a little later they officially start dating. Meanwhile, Daisy tries to inform her mother that her father will not come to the wedding alone, and again resorts to Ellie's help. The sisters are going to their mother, but she is not upset by the news at all, because she learned that Jake Adams will become Ellie's mate. On the wedding day, Ellie accidentally runs into Colin in the entrance. The guy also goes to someone's wedding, but he strictly refuses to tell her about the details. The preparation for the ceremony is not going smoothly, but the wedding is successful. During a slow dance, Ellie confesses to Jake that he wasn't the first one she slept with, and also says that she had 20 boyfriends. But Jake takes it as a joke and offers her to go on a business trip to Europe for 6 months. After the toast, the girl decides to talk to him honestly. She realizes that Jake is not the one she needs, and breaks up with him. The man abruptly withdraws from the celebration, which causes panic in Ellie's mother. A woman attacks her daughter, and Ellie tries to defend her right to choose who she loves, regardless of status and security. She realizes that all this time she needed only Colin, because it doesn't matter to him how many partners she had before him, and he loves and appreciates her with all the flaws. Daisy, seeing a family quarrel, decides to defuse the situation, and admits that she is already 4 months pregnant. Turning all attention to herself, she tells Ellie to run to Colin. The girl takes a list of all the weddings in the city from the organizer, and goes around each one until she finds the right one. The guards won't let her into the event, but Ellie hears Colin's voice from the stage, and she has to climb over the fence. She expels a vocalist from the stage and disrupts the performance of Colin's band to talk to him. Ellie admits that she was wrong, and he makes her happy, and she loves him, even though he is number 21. Colin also wants to name his number, but Ellie does not let him spoil the romance with a 3-digit number. They kiss each other, while bright lights light up around for a couple of newlyweds. Later, Colin and Ellie are lounging on the bed, when a message comes to the answering machine from one of the exes, which says that she just got drunk and passed out in the shower, but they didn't sleep with each other. Ellie doesn't think this figure is so important anymore, but when she hears this news, she starts jumping on the bed with joy, and Colin picks up this joy and laughs with her. Thanks for watching.